Mini Jake, the tribe has spoken.
Fuck you, Kevin.
Aw, fuck you too, sweetie.
I'm JJ, one of the original Tribe of Nerds members. You can catch me on Marvel, Pokemon, and other gaming podcasts.
What up? It's Josh, resident superhero nerd, but I also dabble in the occasional super villain as well.
Some may know me as the Chaos Gremlin, but really I'm just Joe King.
Pikachu, use Volt Tackle! Good job, Pikachu!
On the Tribe of Nerds.
Hey everybody, welcome back to the Tribe of Nerds. Kevin and I are here for the finale recap for Survivor 48. We finally made it to the end of this season. So, Kevin, what are your thoughts on this finale? How it ended up?
My thoughts are, it's nice to be in the draft winner circle without Sarah.
Yeah, I know. The funniest thing is that Cam, you and me have each won one of the drafts. Sarah, Michael, and Austin are winless at this point.
So sorry for them. And I did it with my second pick. I obviously picked my namesake first. That didn't go so well. But my second pick was Kyle.
True.
And look where we ended up.
True. We can't put the asterisk next to your name because, one of your alternates didn't win. So.
Right. There's no asterisk involved here.
Yeah, I mean, listen, I was so happy with the outcome of Kyle winning, even though I did not win with Eva, but I just thought he played the best game. I don't understand the people claiming that his game wasn't shown very much, or they don't understand.
His game was shown so much. And
yeah.
The other thing, if anything, I would say that Kamilla and Mitch weren't shown as much, that they were such threats to win.
Right.
Right. If anything. But even then, I feel like we did see a lot of Mitch, and we saw a ton of Kamilla. So
yeah.
I don't think that that's actually accurate.
Yeah,
there's people. I'm still on my. I think the editors did a good job. Obviously the people who edited that 1 minute commercial that spoiled things. Those editors did not do a good job.
No.
But the editing team in general, like I said, to take unanimous votes and have us on guessing who's gonna go. Thinking that this is the episode, there's a chance. I still went into this one thinking that they were going to finally split up Joe and Eva.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I mean, I think that that's good editing to edit what there is into a compelling story when what there is on its own isn't super compelling, if that makes sense.
Yeah, exactly. And I went into this finale being it's probably Joe or Kyle at this point. Because that's what the edit has made us believe. So in that sense, I'm not disappointed because I figured Kyle was one of the front runners to win this. So
right.
I don't know. I just don't know what other people were seeing.
I don't know what they want. And I don't know. We just recorded Pearl Islands. I don't know. I'm an old school fan, so I don't mind a season where an alliance, and it's not like they're an OG tribe alliance, right? That just pagonged everybody.
Right.
They're an alliance of people who found each other and liked each other and worked together strategically. Remember when they wanted to take out Kamilla and
yeah,
Kyle made sure that didn't happen?
Right.
They made strategic game choices, but it was an alliance came together and controlled the game. And that's not always the most exciting thing, but that is, I think, as I've said all season, I think this group of people is an interesting group of people to watch you do that. So I liked it.
Yeah, it's just odd. I just really don't know what people want. And it's just funny.
They want it's the people who watch the challenge who just want the Hall Brawl elimination every episode, right? Like these people just want to blindside every episode. They just want every episode, which is why they liked 46, because they just want to blindside every episode, and the rest of it doesn't matter. And like to me, the rest of it does matter. The rest of it is interesting. So,
Yep. Yeah, I don't know. And then even some of our, fellow tribe of nerds believe this is one of the worst seasons of all time. And it's just like, okay.
I understand not loving it. And you've got Thailand right there.
Right.
Like, come on. No, like I don't think this is like a like smashing, amazing, like top 10 season, but like I still think 47 is a much better season, but like this is a good solid season of like people, like likable people playing a game. And I don't know, like we've seen the exit press that people were saying like, yeah, we didn't vote out Eva because we knew that how she was going to use those advantages. And if we voted her out and blindsided her with them, then they'd be re-hidden and someone else would find them.
Right.
We didn't want that. And I'm like, yeah, because these people were smart. And like, I'm sorry that smart doesn't always mean exciting. These people were smart, and I think that's interesting. I liked it. It's not a top tier season for me, but it is not a bottom tier. Like we're separated, right? 48 seasons in, we have like a top 16, a bottom 16, a middle 16. I feel like this would land in the middle 16.
I agree. I have it 28th overall. I believe
exactly.
I slotted it in, so that's exactly
right.
Where
I did not slot it into my rankings yet, but yeah, I assume it's going to be somewhere in there. Solid cast. Interesting votes, right? Like the editing made me think several times that like, ooh, this might be the time. This might be the time. Ooh, oh, it didn't happen. That's okay. There's next week.
Exactly. Well, let's jump into the finale episode. And so we do have this race to get the advantage and get the key out. And of course, so Eva does get it. I say of course because there's obviously the fans. As soon as I saw Eva get it, I'm like, oh great, here come the fans who are going to claim that it's rigged for Eva.
And we literally saw this with the idol, right? Because they all had the same letters, but they had different words, right? They had listen and what were it was listen and list and
silent.
So so like we see Kyle has the letters and he puts in a word that you can make with those letters and it's not the right word. Right. So like, is it rigged for, it is clearly not rigged for Eva. And as soon as I saw the same thing, I was like, these people are going to complain that it is rigged for Eva. Like she said, I'm going through all the Scrabble words in my head that I play with my mom. Like, yeah, because she probably sits there and plays Scrabble. And so she was like, okay, I have the same letters. How can I rearrange them? And she just came up with something before Kyle did. Like,
yeah. Well, and it's fun because Eva solves the idol for Star earlier in the season, and then that comes back into play here. So I love kind of like the through line of this story of Eva has been able to solve these puzzles. So so I found it.
And like she's able to solve the puzzles, and we should see that. But as she points out, like she played this like I'm just dumb and a jock, and like. Yeah, like people should have clocked her more for being as smart as she is.
Right, exactly. They really should have. I mean, again, they didn't. Not even Joe knew about her being a PhD student. So, like,
I do like. I still like Joe. I overall like Joe. I do like the like fall from grace that he had in the final episode here. Like by FTC, he was.
Yeah. We'll talk about that.
So like I do like this like Eva rising up and Joe kind of falling to the wayside. Like I think it's interesting.
Yeah. And also let's just talk about the advantage Eva gets. So we'll get to the immunity challenge now. So this is crawling through the mud, the combo lock solve the puzzle. And Eva literally would have probably shot that ball in the hoop like in a 1 or 2 tries. Like she is good at that. So I don't really see it as like that much of an advantage.
It didn't really matter because Kamilla
comes from behind.
Like Kamilla beasted through that puzzle.
Yeah.
Like she was so far behind. She couldn't figure out how to get through the net, which like we've seen that net before. They purposely twist it so that the only way to get through it is that you have to roll over. And they put it in the mud, so you have to roll over in the mud. Like they did it with Noelle in 43. I remember being like, you can't do this to the poor girl with the prosthetic leg. You can't do this to her. But we've seen that challenge before. Kamilla struggles mightily with that muddy net, and somehow, going back to that, like Joe fall from grace. Joe gets there first by a mile.
Yeah, and
but that puzzle gets nothing for that puzzle until he starts looking over at hers. And even then, a few times, I don't know if you noticed, a few times he picks up a piece to put it in, and it's not the right one.
Yeah, that was hilarious to me. I'm like, Joe, like, you're not even trying. Like, I get we're not out there, so we don't know how tough it is actually. But I feel like I try every single piece, and I know some of them were trying that, but I just feel like I just feel like some of them just stopped doing that and then gave up. Like, I think Joe gave up. So
yeah. No. Well, and the other thing that like we don't see because like of the way it's made and the way it's filmed and the way it's presented, like those are all double-sided puzzle pieces.
Right. True.
So like it's incredibly hard to like figure out, like sometimes you might have the right piece but you have it backwards, or sometimes you have a piece that looks like it but you're looking at it from the, like it's fine. I understand. I'm not judging these people. It is a very difficult thing to do. Congratulations for even getting there to do it. However, Kamilla did it way better than any of you. She's just like, oh, okay, it's this one. And then it's this one.
Yeah.
Oh, and then it must be this one.
So good. I wish one of the two things they spoiled in this minute-long promo is that Kamilla has the immunity necklace.
I did not watch. Like, I didn't watch because once people said there were spoilers in it, I didn't. And I was like, la 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 la. I could kind of tell Mitch was going to win because I could tell by the way people were like unenthused by their reactions. I was like, oh, I can tell who must be voted out in fifth.
Right.
Because the people who've been hating on this season are not like intrigued. But yeah, that was a nice surprise because I didn't watch that, and I was like, go Kamilla.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So Kamilla has immunity. We then get back to camp, and Mitch is straight up told he's going out no matter what, that he is too much of a threat to win this game. And so he tries making the argument of, the Siva stay together, vote out Joe. That does not end up working out. And so at Tribal, Eva plays her idol on herself, and Mitch is voted out unanimously. So this was the other thing that was spoiled, was that Mitch was walking in with the jury at the next Tribal.
I see a lot of people like hating on Mitch, and I just like I want to remind people in the very beginning of this season, Mitch was like allowed to sit with the cool kids, but he wanted to sit with Charity, who was not a cool kid, right? Like the cool kids were all sitting over here, Kyle and Kamilla and David and Chrissy, and they're like, yeah, like Mitch, you can come sit with us, but no, she can't, right? And like he was always on the outside, and like I don't understand what these people expected Mitch to do. He was always on the outside, just like kind of sneaking by. Yeah. Like he was almost voted out earlier in the merge. Like,
right. Also the fact that I think he came out in his exit interviews, and I think some people kind of went against this, or at least I guess Star tried to claim against what Mitch was saying, but I'm gonna trust Mitch at this point that he said that Star he had gone up to Star to try to make a move, and she then went and told Eva and Joe everything and basically made it so that he had no choice but to stick with the numbers. And from that perspective also, if Mitch is looking at it and he makes it to 5 and he can convince Kyle and Kamilla that they can go Siva Strawn and pick off Eva and Joe, I understand where his head is at as well.
Right. Like that to me always made sense, right? Because I assumed that at some point it became clear to Mitch, this is not working, right? Like this little plan to tie that, it's not working, right? So he abandons that plan, sticks to the majority, and his plan is, okay, I'm gonna like stick with the majority until later when this majority has to split apart, and then I'll be there to pick a side, right? Which is a very like that's a great strategy. Like people do that all the time, and like it wins them the game. So like it was a good idea, but he never ended up being in that power position, right? So like once that alliance got down to the people, like they're like, okay, well, bye, Mitch, and he's like, wait, what? You're not gonna use me to help you? Why not?
Yeah.
So like his choices make perfect sense. He didn't have the numbers, he didn't have the power, he didn't have the social capital to pull off a big move. Like he didn't have the advantages. Eva had them all. Like, so what was he supposed to do? So I don't understand people being mad at Mitch. I think Mitch played the best game that he could with the hand he was dealt, and I love for Eva and Mitch that within the context of this cast, that they're I don't want to say disabilities, but they're their unique like medical situations didn't affect them, right? Like the rest of the cast treated them as normal players in the game, right? Like, so major props to Mitch. You're amazing. You're great. You also seemingly, by your challenge ability, are a great PE teacher. I hope you're proud of yourself. You should be proud of yourself.
Yeah, and my dad actually, when we were watching, and he's like, I think Mitch is a really nice guy, and like, it was really awesome to hear my dad say that as well, and just like, I think Mitch is a very nice guy. It seems like so. Yeah.
If this was a season that I had been cast on, and I would probably be there instead of the other Kevin. But like if this is the cast that I'm cast on, right? I'm really happy that like this cast is really cool. Like, I don't know. Charity seemed like kind of a bitch, but like even then, she's probably fine. Like overall, this cast is great. So Mitch is cool. I hope that in time the fandom remembers you fondly, even if they're being kind of jerks to you now.
Well, I hope to meet Mitch in December over the Edge, so so that's going to be exciting. All right, so then we are going to get to so Kyle and Kamilla before the challenge, they talked to each other and agreed they cannot go to the end together. They have to separate,
which is heartbreaking. But the thing that was the thing that I was worried about as a fan of the two of them, that like because they did so much together, they would split their vote. So if they're sitting at the end, if it's the two of them with Joe or Eva, they split their votes. Right. So I was always afraid of that. And like that they recognize that and like respectfully were like, I'm gonna have to have you make fire if I win. Like, yeah, I'm gonna have to make you make fire too. Like I love them.
Yeah.
I love that. Like that they have, again, people get so caught up in like, I would do anything for $1 million. But like sometimes you're in the situation and it's like, you know what? If I lose to you, I lose to you.
Right.
So like I'm not mad at you if you do this to me. You shouldn't be mad at me if I do this to you. This is what I have to do. And if I lose to you and that doesn't work, it doesn't work. And we both played a great game. And like, I don't know. I like seeing that. I don't hate that.
Well, and these are real relationships. Like people are bonding with each other, and if you're close to someone, it becomes harder to vote them out or be the reason they go out. So
right. It always does. But then for them to have the respect for each other in the game, to be like, yeah, you can do this and it's okay. It's like when Rafe let Danny out of the deal in Guatemala, but like nobler. Yeah.
Well, and I mean, Rafe sealed his own fate at that point.
Right. Because he basically was like, no, vote me out and take a step with you. But like, similar, that same kind of vibe of like, listen, this is a game. We're all playing a game. It's okay if I lose because I like the people I'm playing with.
Right. Exactly. So now we're gonna get to the final immunity challenge, Samotion, which the new era loves to do. And this is
When we got this. I know we had this in Second Chances because this is the one that Wentworth lost. She won when they practiced it, and then
Yes.
she lost in the show.
Yeah. They did this in Token Teens as well, and
They did do it in Token Teens. Okay, yeah. I'm like, I know they did it before then. Yeah, Token Teens.
I'm trying to remember any time before. Token Teens might have been the first time, and then they slowly began doing it more and more. So
I assume that they try. Now, keep in mind, they're 26 days in of barely eating, and yes, even Eva barely eating. Eva getting one meal every other day is not eating a ton. They're barely eating, so like I assume that they try to count, right? Like to know when to drop the balls.
yes.
But that must get so hard.
I would lose focus. I would not be good at this challenge. I would screw up. So that's just, my mind just does not work that way.
And because like you could have it timed out really well for 3, but then you got to add a 4th, right? Like it gets very hard.
Yeah, I don't have coordination.
Because I can tell by the way it moves, one track is longer than the other. So like each track takes it's probably like one takes 10 seconds, one takes 8 seconds, something like that, to where like it's really hard to make sure that you are spacing them out
right
appropriately.
Right. So yeah, Kyle wins this, and so he decides, okay, I'm gonna stick to what Kamilla and I talked about. I'm gonna bring Joe to the end, and now Eva is to practice fire, and we get Eva having another episode, and you have Joe going over to comfort her and encourage her, and even to the point Joe is willing to sacrifice his game for her, but Eva straight up tells him, "Don't sacrifice your game for me," and I loved that. Like,
I love several things about this. Number one, I love the move of don't give Joe the hero moment. Right. Like, good for you. And number 2, I love that the fulfillment of like I would sacrifice my game for her.
Yes,
because he would have absolutely done it, and like he probably still beats Kamilla, but like he would have put himself on the line. But I love Eva being like, no, I'm gonna do it. Like, I love it. Like this is I love watching these people. So like I don't need the blind side. I'm entertained by the people.
Right. Exactly. And the people saying like, "Oh, Eva's so entitled" and whatnot. Did they watch this part of the episode like at all? Because clearly she told Joe not to sacrifice his game for her, and so
right. And like people hate on her. Like she literally went to Joe to be like, "Hey, this is gonna happen. Like I'm gonna have this kind of breakdown, and this is what I need from someone nearby. Can you provide that?" And he said yes. And she didn't say, "I need you to do things for me." She didn't say, "I need you to compete for me." She didn't say, "I need you to, like none of that. I need you to hide things for me." No, she just said, I need you to, squeeze me tight. I need you to like that's it. And he did it. And she was like, "Okay, I'm good now. And I'm going to go take care of it. I'm going to go do it. You're not filling in for me." So like,
yeah,
I love Eva. Thank you for putting yourself out there, Eva.
Yeah,
I think you're great.
Yeah, and like to me, I just I just don't get the people that are. Do I think Eva is used to having people be there to naturally help her out of things? Yes, but I think she is independent enough to not as we said. So so then we get to Final Four Tribal Council, and so it's Eva and Kamilla. Eva is, has an episode at during fire making because, and we've all been there. Like I've been there where I doubt myself, and I have a, I guess I have a panic attack myself due to stress, but like,
listen, you saw me. You watched me in the game that I played. I had to make fire. I couldn't make fire. Fire is hard to make.
Yeah. Very difficult. So
I know Janet would say otherwise, but it's very difficult to make.
Yeah, it just like it just she didn't have Joe come over there and squeeze her or anything. She made it through. I just wanted, like, she was able to do that, and she was able to take what Joe had taught her and do it. So she beats Kamilla. So I mean, kudos to Eva. She was able to do it. So it's important.
Yeah.
So
And Kamilla also gets the like I believe in myself now storyline.
yes. Yeah.
Kamilla, one of my like favorite players of the new season or the new era. I mean, great. Thanks for being here.
Yeah, she was. I mean, she clearly the jury loved her. She would have won if she made it to the end, apparently.
Right.
So, which I mean, she played a good game. So I have nothing bad to say about Kamilla. So she's a good fallen angel. I think I slotted her in pretty high.
I haven't put any of the 48 people in my rankings, but like she would be high, because she would have won if she made the end. She had a strong game. She had I know where's Kamilla? But Kamilla had a good Kamilla coming up with that thing on the fly of like I've been on the bottom, and then Kyle just picking it up and running with it, like her sitting there in the Thomas episode. Oh Thomas.
Oh Thomas.
In the Thomas episode, when she's sitting there just watching them go through the bag, and she is panicking.
Yeah.
She is losing her shit, right? That she just sat there cool, calm, collected, and they suspected nothing.
Yeah, it was so good.
Expected nothing from her. Like, amazing. I love her. There's rumors of her coming back in the near future, and I would be happy to see her.
Yeah, absolutely. I think she probably will come back at some point, even if it's not in the near future. But
I hope she comes. I hope she does come back. I love her. I think she's great.
Yeah. So now we're gonna get to Final Tribal Council. So Joe ends up flopping hard. He does pull a
flopperella. Like, oh my god. I secretly had a theory that they were really mean to him, and so they edited a lot of it out.
Yeah, I know I've seen that theory too. That is something I will tend to believe, because I really thought David, especially, was going to lay into Joe for the honor and integrity thing.
Well, and when you have that type of figure, and we talk about it a lot with the mother figures, but like he's a very dad figure. When you have this figure who is presented to be very nurturing, and this figure stabs you in the back, it hurts extra, right? Because that person's not supposed to do that. And yes, they are. They're on Survivor. They're playing, but like they're not supposed to do that. So like when those players get to Tribal Council, a lot of times they do have a very hard time if the jury is upset with them, right? So like I could very much see, deserved or not, your own opinions of Joe aside, I could very much see the jury giving him a hard time, because that's that type of character that happens to a lot. So
yeah, I do too. It was like Joe just kind of petered out. I mean, he didn't even like really talk about his game at all. He was just
didn't really, that's kind of what made me think that like the times that Joe talked, because it's what heroes versus villains, when they tell off Russell and they're like, "You're not winning, Russell."
Right.
I feel like something like that probably happened to Joe, right?
Yeah.
And so, like, because he's at the one point, he's like, "Yeah, I'm just a dumb fireman." Like, he was almost like just like hoping to throw in a joke here and there, because he knew like
he wasn't winning. Yeah,
he wasn't winning.
It's very odd. So I don't know, that the Final Tribal Council is one point, but where the editing I think fell flat for me.
It's weird to me too, because again, just having rewatched Pearl Islands, like that Final Tribal is very like, it's very short.
Yeah,
it's very like it doesn't feel like very culminating. It doesn't feel like a lot of things get capped off. So like I wouldn't the Heroes vs. Villains Final Tribal is amazing. Like I feel like we get some really good ones, and therefore we expect it to always be really good. But I feel like we probably, if we went back and just watched them, we probably have a lot of weak ones in there.
Yeah, well, we talked about it in the Pearl Islands recording of like that was edited out because they were editing out Lil crying all the time. Right. But so we know they edit things out, and that can cause the Final Tribal to look pretty weak. So,
and if Joe is coming back in the near future, they're going to want to protect him. They're not going to give him the "we're not voting for you, Russell"
Yeah.
You know, they're not going to give him that if they're bringing him back so soon.
Yeah.
So
exactly. Just like how they pumped up Russell so hard in Samoa. So, all right, and then then Eva gives a pretty decent. I thought, you know, her final tribal, she did better than expected.
I need to apologize because all season long I was like, listen, I think Eva can get there. I think Eva's gonna really struggle to explain her game, right? Like she's gonna get presented with tough questions and it's gonna fluster her and she's gonna have a hard time answering questions. And she did not. Like she did great. So listen, you exceeded my expectations. Congratulations. Like, I apologize. I was wrong. You did great.
Absolutely. But it's Kyle that knocks it out of the park. And I did want to bring this up because Kristen has talked about it. She's made a post about it that people are still arguing with. But you know, Kamilla doing the thing that we've seen where a jury member speaks up for the finalist and basically gives them either gives them all the credit or they, you know, give them like a softball to try to get them to say what they want to say. I do want to say, like, to Kristen's point, I do agree that it is kind of annoying. Like, I get what Kamilla is trying to do, but it's just like, I feel like Kyle should just speak on his own game. Like I was waiting for him to bring it up on his own and he did not do that. I can see why some people are annoyed with, you know, when we get to like millennials versus Gen X and you have Adam Klein, and I believe it's Jay or David who gives Adam the softball to talk about his mom, which that's something I actually will fight for Adam, is I don't think he was going to bring it up till it got tossed to him. So,
no, I mean, listen, your job as the juror is in large part to hear them out and to make the best decision.
Right.
But also part of your job is if you believe that someone should win, then you're going to like, if I'm on a jury, I've been on a jury for a murder trial, right? So like we can't all just go in and like say whatever we want. Like no, like you have to agree in that situation. So like part of being on a jury is like a jury has to make a decision. So like you should argue your point. And so if Kamilla thinks that Kyle played the best game and she wants Kyle to win, then like sure. In my opinion, she is perfectly allowed to go and make points on his behalf. Maybe he forgot something because he hasn't been eating. Maybe he like just didn't get a question that led him to that answer yet. You know, whatever it is. Mm-hmm. Yeah, that's part of what being on the jury means. So
that's true. Yeah,
I'm fine with it.
Yeah, I mean I'm not opposed to it. I see where Kristen's coming from for me. So because I mean, I would always want to vote for the person that plays the best game. So I would want to get the information that I'm seeking to get someone to talk about their game.
Yeah. And like, I don't know. I remember when I was on the jury, like I would have questions that like I would want questions answered. Right. And like, I wasn't allowed to because it's the court and that's not how the law works. But like, there were times that I was like, ooh, I want to hear that again. Right. So like, I want to look at that. Like, so you're not in a court of law where that's not allowed. So like, if you want more information, ask for it. Like that's how this jury works. So I go for it.
Exactly. So Kyle does win 5-2-1 over Eva and Joe. Joe comes in third. Eva comes in second. So
I was looking, and so often recently in the new era, it has been 7-1.
Yeah, to 0. Yep.
7-1-0. I'm like, so it was good to see like a different vote count. Also, I want to point out that Cedric, the worst player of them all, is the only one who voted for Joe. Cedric, you are probably a lovely human being. I'm sure like you have saved many lives as a surgeon. You should be very proud of that. The strategery of Survivor is over your head, my friend.
Oh my God.
But I'm sure you are lovely, and I thank you for all that you've done to help the people of the world survive the things that you help them survive.
yeah. I have nothing against Cedric. It was funny to me to see him just vote for Joe after that, though. I was like, really? We're voting for the guy that didn't even try a final tribal? Like,
because he has kids. Yeah, like it was like the least strategically based vote ever.
Yeah, at least in the new era, I really feel like it is. So,
But it made for a good like we got one vote, like we got a confessional with one person getting each vote. So
yeah, no, I think that's good. I mean, we haven't really gotten that in a very long time. China was the one that I can remember where every finalist got at least a vote. Which we will talk about on 1 through 50 soon. But yeah,
one of my favorites.
Yeah, but no, I like that. I like when every finalist does get credit, especially in a final three situation where one person is often left out.
Right. And like Joe or not, Joe was a very dominant personality. He was very influential in how this game played out. So, I mean, maybe you don't like the way the game played out, maybe you don't like Joe, but you can't deny that he had a very heavy hand in it. So for him to get some amount of recognition, yeah, good for him.
Yeah. All right, well, that is the end of it. I mean, anything else to say on 48? I did want to get to like any predictions for 49 and maybe a little bit for 50, but any other thoughts on 48?
My predictions for 48.
49.
Or for 49, I mean, for 49, we're gonna get red, yellow, blue, three tribes of 6 starting. They're gonna merge probably into purple, maybe black. They're gonna be 2-syllable names like Latu, Nami, Duda. Like that's gonna be that's gonna be it. We're gonna have a very diverse cast. Somebody is going to be obnoxious and get voted out early. What other things are like staples of the new era? They're not going to have to dig a giant ball out of the ground to earn the merge.
Mm-hmm. Someone's going to miss out. There's going to be a double boot where one person just misses out on jury.
Right. So yeah, I mean, listen, those are my predictions for what's going to happen. I know some people there's some people in the org world have said that they know Rizzo.
Yeah, the Riz God.
Riz God.
Yeah.
And like, what an unfortunate name that your name is now Riz, and like that's the thing that all the children say all the time.
Yeah, the Ryan Waynes of the world.
Ryan Neo Wayne is saying your name constantly. That's unfortunate. But like, listen, maybe it's him. Somebody's gonna flame out early because they're gonna be too much, doing too much. Mm-hmm. Those are my predictions for 49.
Oh, and 49. So I believe there is a celebrity. The celebrity is Nate Moore, who is a Marvel executive, worked on Black Panther, both Black Panthers and Captain America, the first 3 Captain Americas. So I mean, like, he is. I'm excited to see Nate Moore play. I did not even know he was a Survivor fan, so that was cool to see him.
I want to be famous enough that I can just be like, "Hello, Survivor. Yes, I would like to be on your program." And they'd be like, "Oh my gosh, that'd be amazing." Like, I know, right? So when do we leave? Right, like I want to be that famous. Unfortunately, I am not.
Yeah, but it's just shocking to combine our love of Marvel with Survivor now.
Right, I hope he does well enough that we aren't embarrassed for him. I hope he does not win, because then it's just going to be more rigging accusations. But I hope he does well, that like us little nerds can be excited.
Yeah, no, I'm very excited for him. Yeah. I don't know. It's gonna be interesting. And then casting predictions for 50. We're gonna get the 50 cast revealed on Wednesday, which is crazy.
Listen, the last rumor that's going around, there's a lot of new era. I don't know. I wouldn't mind Kamilla. I think it's a little too soon for Kamilla, but I wouldn't mind Kamilla. Joe. I mean, we know that Jeff loves a big, strong man.
Yeah.
Carries the weight of his entire family on their back. So like I could see Joe getting the pick, even though I think we need a little more time from Joe to appreciate Joe, because a lot of people don't like Joe. I think we could use a little gap, but you know what? Maybe we don't get one because Jeff has a little man crush, as he often does.
Yeah.
I think of the new era when I think of like non-winners who I need to see again. Genevieve. It's Genevieve. Like
Genevieve, I think, is gonna be there. Still shocked that Jesse and Carolyn are cut. I think they would have been two names that would have.
I understand Carolyn getting cut because I think Carolyn doesn't give a fuck about like production and what they want. Like I think production is like, okay, don't do this, and she's like, fuck you, I'll do whatever I want. So I understand Carolyn getting cut, although I want to see Carolyn. I love Carolyn.
I love her.
Jesse is another one. Like Jesse is like. Jesse and Carla were the shining stars of 43 who like just fell at the very end, and then we got the fucking alligator. So like, yes, they could come back. I would love to see like Jonathan and Lindsay again.
I think Jonathan is a lot.
I think Jonathan was on the most recent list that I saw, but like, so like, there are some people. Yes, there are absolutely some people from the new era that I want to see, but like, I'm just thinking in general of like. Okay, so we've got like a couple different eras. We can only have like a couple people from each section, you know? Like, so we can't have 10 people from the new era. Like,
yeah,
we can only have 5 or 6. So like who would I pick? I would want Genevieve. I would want like Jesse. There's just a couple who I assume Joe's gonna get the call, so there's only like a little bit more room. I do not want the like 10-point letter of the Scrabble alphabet. I don't want him.
Well, he's unfortunately probably going to be there.
I'm certain he's gonna be there, and I hope he's a first boot, but I do not want him.
Yeah. I think Charlie's a lock too. I think I'd be very surprised to not see Charlie on the cast.
I would yeah. Charlie would be fine. I think there's a chance Charlie gets just like demolished by some of these like legends. Yeah. Like I don't think Jonathan gets demolished by some of it. Like I think that they think that he's dumb, so they carry him along for a while. Like I don't think Genevieve.
Oh yeah,
she does not get run over by some of these legends. You know, like
she's the new era Kim Spradlin.
Right. Like she's not getting steamrolled by these people. Like there are some. Jesse's not getting steamrolled by these people. Like some of these people who like I personally might have liked, run over, just left for dead by some of these legends. They're DOA. So who do I like? Those are some of the people that I think from the new era.
Yeah,
could be on a landmark, legendary season like this.
Yeah, I agree. Old school, I think Rick Devens is probably a lock. I think
it's not even old school, but yes,
well,
Rick Devens
era.
Rick Devens, like everyone wanted back, has not had a returnee season that he qualified for since his season. So yeah, I think bring him back.
I think I would love Cesternino and Malcolm both, but I'll be shocked if
you want Malcolm on every season.
I know I do, but
I think it would be great to see Rob Cesternino. I think that the role that he plays within the fandom makes him unchoosable, but I would love to see him.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, I'll be shocked if he is able to leave the podcast for over a month. Like
you know who they should bring back? My favorite eye candy from Pearl Islands, Burton.
Oh yeah, I would love Burton. He was my favorite from that season, so I'd be cool with Burton.
I would be cool with it. I don't mind even like I've seen lots of things of Jenna Lewis being on. Like I wouldn't mind some like old school people who we haven't seen in 10 years. Sure.
20 years, yeah.
20 years. Bring them back. That'd be like, yeah, that'd be great. See what they're up to. See how they're doing. Can they handle this? Can they still hack it? And I bet you most of them can. So
yeah, I understand why Colby is gonna be like on the list, and like to me, Colby is at this point, like we saw him return twice after Australia and he sucked the next 2 times. Like I don't think he's going to bring anything new to the table. He's not going to understand what's going on if he didn't understand what was going on in Heroes versus Villains.
I feel like Colby is like, you're going to give me how much as an appearance fee to go fly out to a tropical island, and if I get voted out early I get a vacation, and if I stick around longer I get more money? Okay, so you guys' checkbook, not mine, right? Like I think that's Colby's. And you know what, if I were Colby I'd say yes too.
Well, and they want someone from in most cases they want someone from the most viewed season in Survivor history. So the only
Give us
exception.
Alicia. Give us Alicia.
Ooh,
Let her. She will always wave her finger.
Yeah, I mean, my only thing, like, yeah.
Listen, do I think Alicia's a great player? Meh. But like,
no, I mean,
let her wave her finger in someone else's face.
No, my thing against her in All Stars isn't even like her being bitter. It's the fact that she like refused to make any alliances until like day 20 something, and then was like, I made it through the game with all these without any alliances. And like,
that was a different time. That was a different time.
Yeah.
You know who has come back? She came back for second chances, and she actually played a really good game. Was Kimmy?
I think Kimmy's story is fine to be.
Yeah, I don't need her again. But like, there are people who played like that in 2000 to 2005 in that era when like alliance was a bad word.
Right.
Who can come back and who can play the game. So I would call that entire Rolodex. Who was on the season who's still alive? Call them up.
Yeah. And then my last one, I don't need to see Ozzy again. I loved meeting him. He's a Survivor legend in terms of the challenges and everything, and he was one vote away from winning Cook Islands. But
he probably wins South Pacific if he gets to the end. If he
at South Pacific, he played a great game. But
that's like, sure. But like, I think that we've seen that I don't think we're going to see him adapt to the game. I think we're going to see the game, like he's going to play the same game, and it's a matter of does it work in this season or not.
No, I agree with you. I don't think it will work, obviously, but
I don't think it would. But like generally speaking, like that's
right.
He plays a very similar type of game. We've seen it a few times, and listen, he can be on my TV. I will gladly watch him. I'm not complaining about that. But like, we're not going to see something new. We're not going to see something exciting. Whereas I think there are some people out there who maybe we only saw them once or twice, but maybe we could see something new from them. So
yeah, I just think his arc should have ended in South Pacific. I think Game Changers, he didn't get to do anything, and because he wasn't going to adapt to that. So so I just feel like his ship should have sailed. Oh, and Cirie, I love Cirie. I just want to preface this. She's on Australia versus the World. I get the argument that not everybody is going to watch that, but at the same time, it's not like it's hard to find. And like the US fans are already going to watch her on that. I just feel like I would be okay. Like I'm fine. Like, yeah, Cirie hasn't won. So like, I'd love her to be a Survivor winner, but it's just like, to
me, the thing with Cirie is, though she has not won, Cirie is a Sandra, a Tony, a Parvati, right? Mm-hmm. Like these people who are legendary.
Right.
So like, I don't want Cirie, like, and Cirie has also like gone on and done plenty on her own outside of Survivor. Like she doesn't need Survivor.
Raiders, Big Brother,
but like she is like, she belongs in a Winners at War type of cast, not in a cast that is like more than half filled with new era, like smiling, perfectly white teeth idiots. They're not all idiots. I just say this because I love Cirie so much. But like she, to me, she just doesn't match so much of that casting that like, I don't know. I like her, but I think I almost think like she can do better, if that makes sense.
I agree.
You can do better than this, Cirie. Like you don't need this.
Agreed. Well, to end it, so we'll have a podcast right after the cast reveal on Wednesday, just kind of talking about what happened, what the cast is looking like, or what the cast is. So with that, thanks for tuning into our Survivor 48 coverage. Subscribe, like, share.
Comment, subscribe. Comment, who do you, like, which potential player do you not want to see as badly as I don't want to see Q? Also, comment just like to poor Sarah that she has yet to win a draft, and I'm sure she's so upset about that.
And then hopefully Michael or Austin can win the Australia versus the World, and then then it's just down to one of them and Sarah who haven't won. So like anyway, Sarah can be the last one to not win anything. Then it's perfect. Yeah, with that, yeah, we will see you all next time on the Tribe of Nerds.
Fuck you, Sarah.